Hey guys, so today we are going to review the French and Indian War. Remember that England only controlled the 13 colonies, which was all east of the Appalachian Mountains. Okay, so this is England over here with the American colonists living over here. On the western side, we have France. France controlled land in the Ohio River Valley. Remember the three F words, friendly French first, and they are friends with the Native Americans. So France and the Indians or Native Americans live on the western side of the Appalachian Mountains. This is going to be England and the colonists. Well, England wants to be more powerful, and the way you can become more powerful is by having more land. So England sends George Washington over to tell the French to leave, and they kind of laugh at him and tell him, yeah, right, this isn't going to work. So a war is fought called the French and Indian War. That is fought over this land west of the Appalachian Mountains. Okay? Ultimately, England and the colonists win the war. So you would think that England is now going to allow the colonists to move on west. But there's a problem. The Native Americans who were in this area did not want to leave. This had been their home, and this is their hunting ground. So they're still going to want to fight. Well, here's the deal. War is not free. England is in a ton of debt. A major effect of the French and Indian War is that England owes a lot of money because of this war. So, England does not have the money, the resources, the time, or the energy to send more soldiers to try to fight the Indians off to let the colonists move west. So England goes ahead and they establish the Proclamation Act. They are going to proclaim that colonists may not move west of the Appalachian Mountains. If they do, Indians might attack them, and England does not want to be responsible for protecting the colonists from the Native Americans. Now, the colonists are very upset about this, and we know that colonists are sometimes sneaky and sometimes don't follow the rules. So, because of this, England is now going to have to send more soldiers over to America to babysit and watch the colonists and make sure that they are following the rules. To house all of these British soldiers, they are going to pass what is known as the Quartering Act. And the Quartering Act is going to say that colonists are going to have to let British soldiers stay inside their homes. They are going to also have to feed them. They are going to have to pay for their clothes. They are also going to have to pay for their ammunition. Okay, so that's one big problem after the French and Indian War. Now, what in the world are the British going to do because of this debt? Well, due to this debt, the British decide to pass several acts. And remember that acts are another word for taxes. One of the first taxes that is passed is the Sugar Act. Merchants who wanted to sell sugar in their stores would have to purchase sugar directly from England, and they would have to pay an extra tax. The next tax that is enacted is the Stamp Act. And so colonists are directly going to pay for this tax. They are going to have to pay for all papers, legal documents, newspapers, wills, playing cards, etc., to get an extra tax stamp on it to prove that they paid the tax. This is ultimately repealed, but then it is replaced by the Townshend Acts. The Townshend Acts creates a tax on imported glass, paper, lead, ink, and tea. It also creates something called writs of assistance. Writs of assistance is a fancy word or fancy phrase to say that British soldiers could search your home for smuggled goods. Basically, it's a search warrant. Okay? Later on, because of people like Sam Adams and the Sons of Liberty, the Townshend Act is going to be repealed. All those taxes are going to be repealed except for the tax on tea. the Tea Act is going to be enacted, and this is ultimately going to lead to the Boston Tea Party, which we'll talk about later this week. Now, due to the Boston Tea Party, the final act that we're going to look at is going to be the Coercive or Intolerable Acts. England is going to punish the colonists for the Boston Tea Party. They are going to say that colonial governments could not meet without permission from the royal governor. They will close the port of Boston, and all trials will now take place in England. Okay? I want you to study this information and review for tomorrow's checkpoint. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below.